hands. So go tell you, man, combinations rotate like a ceiling fan. Get killed, improvisational skill. In other words, man, I don't need a plan. Left hook like Gotti, footwork like Ali. Deja like Frenchington, blows to the body. Throwing them things, I'm about my cheddar, undefeated champ. I'm like Floyd Mayweather, however you want it, I got it for you. Jab a fella like De La Hoya, I'm Sugar Ray. You wanna play? I'ma lose my religion like Cassius Clay. Get rough, I don't bluff if you don't listen. My right might make your teeth come up missing. Knocked off balance with hazy vision. Caught that boy with a sunny listing. I swear your lip and then break your spine. Like Iron Mike up in his prime. Show me if make me do this. I'm ruthless to the end of time. Wreaking havoc is on my mind. My fist in motion is a crime. The older I get, the better my hands become in time like wine. These hands is so sublime, accurately placed up on your mind. It's like every punch I throw, I know I reach and I will find. While I hustle on my grind, you better not try to block my shine. I will beat you till you blind. Press rewind, cause it go down behind the hands. Yo, it's your boy, Mo City Menace, Behind the Hands TV, and I'm back with yet again another one. This right here gonna be a little different, you know what I'm saying? I rarely come through and do these lives, but I felt like this needed to be done without any further ado. You know, let me go ahead and introduce who I got coming up. You know what I'm saying? I have to do this for my city. You know what I'm saying?
Dave, you on the track?
Niggas out here be talking about for sure. Nah, nigga, this H-time, nigga, it's for shit show. Yeah, reason. Fist glow, neck glow, ears cold, wrist froze, shining in this bitch, bro. That's for shit show. Playing around with big dough. That's for shit show. Put the whole click on. That's for shit show. Beamers in, Benzo, stay down, 10 toes, pockets called Winslow. That's for shit show. You know players get chose. That's for shit show. That's just how the shit go. That's for shit show. Used to be the nigga that was shopping in the window. Now I'm such a dime from my head to my big toe. Step up in the ditch and I'm fresher than some intros. Hoes see the kid and they pop it and they get low. I don't body shame, but I will tell you this though. My pockets ain't fat, nigga. They just big bone. Think I work for Shipley's cause I'm playing around with big dough. I ain't busted rhymes, but I still a going. Still a know these women fuck me, but I fuck this bitch though. Like a trucker dispatch, I made her take a big load. I don't fuck with hoe niggas. Man, shit, no, I'm fuck nigga. Free, but my name is a big yo. Fist glow, neck glow, ears cold, wrist froze, shining in this bitch, bro. That's for shit show. Playing around with big dough. That's for shit show. Put the whole click on. That's for shit show. Beamers in, Benzo, stay down, 10 toes, pockets called Winslow. That's for shit show. You know players get chose. That's for shit show. That's just how the shit go. That's for shit show. Case you in some shit, bro, better pack your pistol or end up like a Ferris wheel and get your ass pinched on. Different niggas whipping in the kitchen till they wrist broke. Working 9 to 5 or they still pulling kick though. Yeah, hit your leg, bro. That's for shit show. It got a consequence though. You might just need your shit, bro. But I'm finna shine like a ball at the disco. Diamonds hitting hard like the boy Vitaly Klitschko. Niggas call me Thanos because I got 6 stones, 6 rings, MJ, big bling, gemstones. Hating on me too, nigga.
Bobby, you gotta mop that water up, bro. Hey, I'm gonna get it on site, Bobby.
Fist glow, neck glow, ears cold, wrist froze, shining in this bitch.
And fought a veteran with 25 fights. You know, it was a little rough and tough, but I came out on top, boxing clean. You know what I mean? I'm on the scene, hey, scene, let's get it.
Benzo, stay down, 10 toes, pockets called Winslow. That's for shit show. You know players get chose. That's for shit show. That's just how the shit go. That's for shit show.
Yeah, so you know, without further ado, my homie, my partner out of that H&M representing A-Leaf part of Houston, you know, the undisputed 1998 push-up champion and everything in between, my boy Ray Talib Jr. What's up, boy?
Hey, bro, you silly, dog.
Man, what's the go down with you, bro?
Bro, it was good. I appreciate the intro, though. That was live. I ain't gonna lie, I was watching it like a fan.
Oh yeah. We had to make sure we put the sauce on it because you are who you are and you done what you've done and you walk the walk that you walk. So and no sense of me half stepping on it, man. I remember just me and you even meeting for the first time at a weigh-in. So very very much so boxing related and healthy is our relationship. So what I'm saying. I remember watching you get your weight, and you know what I'm saying, he walking around, he got the J's on. I'm like, okay, yeah, he one of them H-Town dudes, you know what I'm saying? I said, yeah, then he had your boy Coach UT with you. I'm like, okay, this a solid dude right here, you know what I'm saying? But man, I think
I remember that day. I was actually just telling somebody about that the other day. That's crazy.
I think I watched you do some damage, you know what I'm saying? From working with Bobby Benton, just did a real cool interview with Bobby, you know what I'm saying, and sat down and got a chance to talk to him just about his journey, you know what I'm saying, as a coach and things like that. We me and I'll share with others that you started your career off with working with Jamel Charlo, you know what I'm saying. A lot of people probably wouldn't even understand and know that y'all had a relationship when it comes to this boxing thing. So you ain't just some amateur dude that ain't really been around nobody, and then to say that you start your career way late, like late is 19, 20, 21. You started your career at 25 years old. That right there don't happen, you know what I'm saying? Or if it do happen, it ain't gonna be too much coming up out of it, you know what I'm saying? But but from you starting your career at 25, being able to start out with Coach Corey and
like
just getting
25,
going.
26, I think.
What'd you say?
I said I think like 25, 26. Like
25, 26. That's my point exactly. You know what I'm saying? That's not a thing that people do. You know what I'm saying? And then, to be in the ring and share sparring with people like O'Shaquie Foster and Quentin Randalls, or when you mess around and you get in the ring with a guy like Regis Prograis, who's a former two-time champion, you know what I'm saying? So you definitely been around some real heat, you know what I'm saying? Overall, how was the challenges of even pursuing boxing for you?
Man, like you talking about like from the beginning, like when I first turned
Just
amateur?
pursuing it in general, you know what I'm saying? Everything that you got to give up and sacrifice to even participate in it.
Man, it was hard at first, like, cause right when I first got introduced to boxing, like when my first time ever going into a boxing gym, it was 2015. That's when my brother Utah, he had took me to Savannah. He took me to Savannah for like for the first time, cause he was in the boxing like real tough. He had just got out the army, and then like right after that, we went to the Charlo gym. So I started going to the gym, but I was still in the streets. So like it was hard. Like it was tough for me. And then like we went to the Charlo gym because my daughter mother at the time, her cousin, they were like best friends with the Charlos. Like the Charlos used to come over like by the house and stuff. Like they basically like family friends to me or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And so when they opened their gym, we went like that's when I started going to their gym because they heard I was like going to a boxing gym. And right after that, I went to jail for like 6 months. So when I came out, that's when I gave out like all my.
And you went to jail for trying to be El Chapo and shit, right?
Yeah, like I had, I was getting in trouble and I had violated my probation, and then I went to jail for 6 months. And then when I came out, that's when I started taking boxing serious in 2016.
Yeah. I mean, so when you say I'm gonna be a boxer, what that really mean? People just look at it like, okay, I got to go put on some gloves and get it and get it popping in the gym or whatever. But away from the gym, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I know this, that you're a father, you know what I'm saying? Your son, you're a human, that live life. So it's a lot of things that you got to sacrifice to do it, right? So like, what's some of them things?
Like to be a boxer, yeah, boxing. It's really a selfish sport. You really got to put your all in the boxing. So yeah, you sacrificing time. You sacrificing time every day. Like to be an elite boxer, you got to be training like twice a day, basically like every day. I mean, you might have one day of rest. So the main thing you sacrificing is time. You putting all your time into boxing. It's like a super selfish sport.
So do you end up cutting time with
I guess being a parent, jobs and things like that.
Yeah, you ain't got no choice. And then when I was first, boxing helped me because, like I said, the reason why I got into boxing, I originally got into boxing because I was in the streets like hustling. Like I was hustling like real bad. And like I said, my best friend, he had just got out the army. My brother Utah, he had just got out the army. And that's what he was doing when he was in the army. Like he was fighting and he was coaching. So when he got out the army, he was looking for a place to stay. So I told him, like, he could stay by me while he was looking for a place to stay. And he would just train me. Like at this time, I'm just full-fledged hustling. Like I'm in the trap. Like I'm full-fledged hustling. And our spare time when we bored, Utah would just like get the gloves and train me and stuff. And then he'd be like, bro, you cold. Like you need to go to a gym or whatever. So we went to a gym. So in the beginning, when I was boxing, I was really just playing with it because I was like in the streets still hustling and whatever. So I was 1 foot in, 1 foot out. But then as I started taking boxing serious, like it started taking me away from the streets. Because like I said, boxing, you got to be in there all the way. Like you got to be in there. Like
when you say in there all the way, what that mean?
You can't be 1 foot in, 1 foot out. That got to be your lifestyle. Like it got to be your lifestyle. You got to wake up boxing, go to sleep boxing, eat boxing. You got to eat. You got to eat a certain way to be a boxer. You got to get your rest. You got to be training twice a day. You got to do your boxing work. You got to do your cardio. It's like it's consuming your life. Like it's really consuming your life. Like you really gotta. Like people say, you really gotta live it. They mean that. Like you gotta be thinking about boxing.
So since you say that it consumed your life, this is something I want to get off into. Everybody on this planet, well, in this country, got paid bills and things like that. You need money. Money is important. So, so when it consumes your life, I'm assuming that will take away from you doing other things legitimately to make money, right? Like, what I'm saying? Like somebody work a full-time job, 40 hours a week. You don't have time to be in the gym necessarily twice a day. You know what I'm saying? So
exactly. Yeah, you don't have time to be yeah, you really don't. So you gotta figure out a way. So most people, like a lot of people don't know, like most professional boxers, they're gonna need some type of financial backing. And that's where the problem come in at, because you got to be able to train. You got to be able to train enough to be the guy that's training every day to whoop your ass.
It costs to train?
Yeah, it costs to train. You got to eat correctly. The healthier the food is, the more expensive it is. It costs to train. You got to buy your nutrition, recovery, like your body going through it. It's like it's so much that you got to do before you even get in the ring. Like it's. They used to call it a poor man's sport because it's affordable, to join. But truthfully, boxing, it's expensive. Before you have your first fight, it costs a lot of money to get in the ring because there's so much you gotta.
That sound counterproductive though. So I can't work a job to bring in money, but I got to do this job which costs money. And
it costs money.
Let me be simple or ignorant. So when you start boxing, do you make a lot of money?
Hell yeah, you do, because. The reason being, if you don't have a promoter or you don't have like a manager, a lot of people don't know it costs to get on these cards, like to fight. For me to fight on a card or a promoter, especially if this promoter don't have my interest, I might have to pay a fee just to fight on the card. Like some promoters may charge you like a fee just to get on the card, and then on top of that, you got to pay your opponent, so you can get in the ring and fight.
Mm-hmm.
So if you don't have no financial backing, your first couple of fights, like most professional boxers, if they not signed or if they don't have a manager or a promoter, that fight that they going online and they saying buy my tickets and stuff, they're paying for their own opponent just so they can have a fight. They paying basically they could possibly lose, get injured, whatever. You paying to get on the card, and you probably not gonna make no money. Like your first couple of fights, you're not gonna make no money, like unless you got sponsors or you selling like a crazy amount of tickets, because these promoters be stealing money. They be stealing from you, and they give you like a little percentage. Like what a promoter will do, they'll I don't want to say no names, but what promoters will do, they'll give you like, they'll say they fight you fighting on their card. They'll tell you, all right, they'll say like $100 or $500 to get on the card. Boom. So you on the card, but then they're gonna tell you got to pay for your opponent. Your opponent is, let's just say a number like $2,000.
Is that an accurate number, average of that point of starting a career? Would you normally have to pay a guy around $2,000 to get in the ring with you?
Nah, it's less. Like I remember like when I first turned pro, people used to say stuff like 800 to 1200, but that ain't even true. It was higher than that. Like I remember my first opponent, I think it was between like 12 and 1500.
So you paid a guy 1,500 to get in the ring and get beat up.
Yeah, like my first opponent was like, it was like, I want to say it was 1575. Like it was more than 1200. Like it was something like that. So yeah, let's say like your first, so these promoters, these little things that promoters be doing, they be slick. This happened like, I'm pretty sure this happening all over Houston. Anybody that fought in Houston, they didn't got done like this. Can't nobody tell me nothing different because I know, unless you signed to the promoter, all these promoters be getting over. What they'll do is like, you'll get on the card, say you got on, they put you on the card for free, or, you know, cause you cool with them, or you paid to get on the card. Then they'll tell you, okay, your opponent costs, let's just say 1,500. They're gonna tell you your opponent costs 1,500, and they're gonna give you tickets, and they're gonna say, all right, you're gonna get 30% of your tickets. So what they're gonna do is now, you know, we living in the digital era. They're gonna say, well, we're not gonna give you physical tickets, we're gonna give you digital tickets, so it's easier. You can sell it to people online, which is cool, you know, that's smart. But the whole thing about it is you never get to see the actual numbers. You selling these tickets, but you never get to actually see how many tickets you sold. You get what I'm saying?
So you basically can't ever look at the books and see what they done.
This every boxer everywhere. I don't care what they posted on Instagram, all these local fighters you see, all of them. I don't care what they talking about. They never looking at the books, and they just accepting what the promoter's saying. So you could possibly sell this many amount of tickets, bro. What you really gonna do is just accept what the promoter says you sold. And that's just the end of the line.
You can't verify.
You can't verify
how much you've moved the meter.
You can't verify, and this not just me. This all these boxers out here. There's all these any boxer that's fighting in Houston on local shows. That's how the promoters doing it.
It wouldn't be Houston. It sounds like a uniform type of thing. So it'll probably be local shows throughout the country.
Yeah, I'm just being technical. I know
for what you know.
This would pretty much any professional that's starting out, if you're not signed with no major promotion, or you ain't got no manager or nobody backing you financially, which is pretty much like 85-80%, damn near 90% of every boxer.
Damn, because it's a small percent. We be talking about the Tanks and the Buds and the
people understand that's 1% of boxing.
And that's the smallest percent of boxing, the people who make that kind of bread. I mean, 1%. So I mean, I mean, hell, I ain't gonna say I hate to ask. You my partner, you got to tell me, man, you can't ask how much you make for your first fight,
bro. My first look, this is funny. So my first fight, look, I can laugh about it now because this shit old, like it's hilarious. My first fight, I'm thinking I'm about to make. I sold a whole. First of all, like I'm coming out the streets. Nobody know me from boxing, period. Like, so when everybody in A-League seen that, anybody that can vouch for this, that was there too. I fought on LT Great Promotions. My first fight, it was in, I want to say it was at Conroe, the Lone Star Convention Center. Yeah, that's where it was at. So my first fight, this, you know, one of my homeboys, he got me on the card. I was training at a gym, G&M, and shout out to my boy Flip. Basically, Flip had, you know, connections with LT Great, and they got me on the card. Mm-hmm. But ain't nobody tell me about the percentages or nothing like that. They just gave me some tickets. It was like, hey, go sell these tickets. Your opponent costs this. You gonna, you know, then after that, the money yours. That's how they explain. This is my first fight, so I'm going into the fight. Like I said, this is my first fight. I'm coming out the streets. Everybody, I got the whole A-League behind me. We was sold out. Like I sold so many tickets. So what they do is the day of the weigh-ins, is like all the promoters out here. The day of the weigh-ins, they accept the tickets. That's when you got to pay for your opponent and turning your tickets and all that. And that's why you see a lot of times that fights be falling out at the weigh-in. Some of the reasons be because they don't have the money for, you know, to pay the opponent or whatever. Mm-hmm. So I'm thinking I'm about to make a couple of bands like my first fight. Like I'm like, oh, okay, I'm good. I made enough for my opponent, and I had like a whole bunch of extras. So I'm like, bet, yeah, I'm good. So when we go to the weigh-ins to go turn in our tickets, bro, that's when they explained to me about the 30% and you got to pay for your opponent and this and that. So this crazy. I'm going, I had a whole perfect camp, training hard, everything. I spend all this money. I don't know anything about sponsors. This is my first fight. I'm coming straight out the streets. I don't know about sponsors. I barely know anything about the boxing business at all. So I'm thinking I'm about to make, you know, a couple thousand. So the day before the fight at the weigh-ins, that's when I realized that I paying for my opponent. I didn't make any money my first fight. I ain't make no money, bro. Like literally none.
And see, people will go and have the illusion that you go in there, you make you a few G's real quick, and you know what I'm saying. You know, we tap into their IG pages and we watch how they be shining, or you know, whatever. You know what I'm saying. And so we assume, you know what I'm saying.
My first fight, I didn't, bro. It was so funny. But look, the funny thing about it, that's what I'm saying, so hilarious. This whole time while I'm in camp, I'm thinking I'm about to make some money. I didn't find out 24 hours before my fight that I'm not gonna make nothing. If anything, I'm paying to fight. That shit blew my mind. I realized all this literally at the weigh-ins. You know what I'm saying? I'm realizing like I'm learning the game of boxing. My first fight at the weigh-ins. I'm like, damn, this is crazy. Like it was a lot to take on, and I'm getting ready for a fight.
So there was a fighter that I rock with. I knew him, you know what I'm saying, and I'm sure you knew him because everybody in Houston knew him. You know, my boy Marenzo Smith, you know what I'm saying. You know, T Diddy, you know what I'm saying, and R.I.P. to him. You know, I know a lot of people familiar with boxing. He was murdered. You know, an active boxer, an active minor belt holder. You know what I'm saying, heavyweight. You know, but he was telling me, hey man, I'm taking some guys out here to Colombia. I was like, what y'all about to do in Colombia? He's like, I was green. I was real green. I'm like, what y'all doing in Colombia? He's like, I'm gonna give some of these guys a fight. You know what I'm saying? Some of these guys need to fight, you know, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, man, y'all got to go to Colombia to fight? Dude was like, yeah. And I'm like, dang. Then I found out, you know, they paying 18 to $2,000 for some little Colombian dude to get in the ring and take this L, or you know, allegedly that's the plan. But
yeah,
man, it blew my mind. And I'm like, man, he's like, yeah, we go to Mexico. I mean, we hear about guys who start their careers in Mexico and Colombia. Then I started putting two and two together of why they start their careers like that, you know, of it being X amount of dollars that they gonna just pay for the whole thing, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, so when you hear about people getting losses removed in other countries and this and that and the third, it's really a dirty game out there like that. But, you know, but did you ever took part in going outside the country to get a fight?
Nah, for real, like that. Yes, that my first and only loss was when I went out the country and fought in Costa Rica.
And so you went to Costa Rica?
Yep, I went to Costa Rica. It's crazy. I had just signed. I was 4-0. My first 4 fights, they was all like through me. I was independent. I was like doing my own stuff. And then I ended up getting signed. Like where I was training at the gym ended up shutting down, so I needed a new gym to train out of. So I went to Main Street. But I had found out about Main Street because Coach Bobby Benton had hit me up like that year earlier to spar Regis, because Regis was about to fight Ivan Redcat. He was a southpaw. And that's when I first met Bobby. Bobby had hit me up, I think on IG. We had a mutual friend. Matter of fact, one of Bobby's sons played for the A-Leaf Clovers. It's an AAU team out here in A-Leaf that my homeboy was coaching. And he was telling Bobby about me, like to be on the lookout for me, because like I was up and coming. I was like 3-0 or 2-0. And he was just telling Bobby about me. So I guess Bobby had added me on Instagram and started like watching me for like a year or two, like, you know what I'm saying? Then out of nowhere, he hit me like, hey man, we've been watching. I've been looking at you. I'd like to come invite you, you know, to spar Regis, paid training. Invite you to Regis camp. He about to fight a southpaw, and we like the way your work or whatever. So me and Coach Torrey, my coach at the time, we went over to Maine, and that's how I met Bobby, and I started sparring Regis. That was like in, I think, 2021.
So I know you a unique fighter. I'm familiar with you, but for those in the back that don't know, you a southpaw, and I'm sure, I don't know if you take a look at the box rec, I'm sure Regis fought quite a few southpaws. Am I wrong or what?
Yeah, he fought like his last few fights. He fought a lot of southpaws. Like, so since 2021, I've been almost in every camp with Regis. Like
so Regis fought a southpaw. You probably was the main sparring partner.
Yeah, since 2021, if Regis fought a southpaw, for sure, I was his sparring partner. When he won the second world title, I sparred him. When he knocked out Jose Zepeda, like I was like really like damn near like the only person sparring. It might have been one other person, but I got like all the rounds. Like I sparred him basically the whole camp.
I'm making a correlation here, You know, you got a world champion who don't make, you know, peanuts and pocket change, and then you got Ray who paying for his opponents.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm sharing the ring with dude who he making a lot of money.
Yeah.
You know, my talent like is able to help him, but for whatever reason, you know, that's how the game of boxing works. You know, I ain't level that's that is.
I gotta go and do this. Shout out to my boy Kevin Charlo. That's the father of Jamel and Jamal Charlo.
Oh yeah, Kevin
What up,
Charlo. Yeah, that's my
what up,
people,
Ray?
bro.
The game of boxing is real. It's called OJT, which is on the job training. You must learn not only the art of boxing, but you must learn the business side of the game too. That's a fact. That's what we building on, Mr. Charlo. Appreciate you, Kev, for pulling up.
Kevin Charlo, he could vouch. He was that was the first person I really trained with. That was my first coach. Like, yeah, that was really like one of my first. That was one of the first people that actually started training me.
So
we was at the original. We was at the original Lions Den on Kirkwood and Beach and A-League.
Oh yeah, the original one.
The original one. A lot of people don't know about. They think about the one that they have right now is where it started, but now it started in A-League on Kirkwood and Beachnet.
Yeah.
Kevin Charlo, that's my dog.
Yep. You know, me and Mr. Charlo, we be chopping it up from time to time. You know what I'm saying? That's a very, very enlightened brother who's a great person. You know what I'm saying? And I appreciate Kev a whole lot. You know what I'm saying? If you online, you can see him on IG. He be getting busy, traveling, living life, doing what he do. But Ray, so you in the gym with a guy making that much money, and you ain't making nothing in comparison. So. I mean, I'm just saying. I'm
laughing because that's it's hearing it out loud. That just sound hilarious. That's the truth, though. That's
it's
crazy.
What'd you say?
I said it's crazy, but yeah, I kind of came in the game like that. As soon as I came in the game, I was sparring. You put the picture up. I was sparring Jamel Charlo. So, but yeah, at this point, yeah, I'm professional now. Though I'm sparring Regis. Yeah, Regis making a whole bunch of money. I really ain't making. I'm making zero compared to him.
Mm-hmm. You know, so you gotta basically have a different kind of hunger, a different level of wanting to compete and wanting to grow to even share a ring with somebody who really living and you not per se.
Oh yeah,
you know?
Nah, for
you
sure.
Know, but so you know you spending a whole lot of money on fights if you just getting started is what you're saying. So you know it's very similar to, let's say, music, where you got to pay for your own studio time. You got to pay to get your stuff mixed. You got to pay to get your stuff mastered. You got to pay to, back in the day we had CDs, you got to press up your CDs. It's very, very, very similar, you know what I'm saying, of how you have to put so much into yourself. But the thing you putting in is so time consuming that it takes away the opportunity for you to go and get another job and things of that nature. So, you know, music and boxing, I always say it's a real eerie comparison there, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, if you, I'm gonna ask you this, you know, is it like music in the sense of where you just want to get signed and, you know, let somebody else take care of that extra stuff? Is that what the mentality is of a boxer?
Man, a lot of boxers, they think that's the all. Like they think like, oh, if I get signed, I'm gonna be straight. Like it really just depends. It really just depends on who you sign into and the time you sign into them people. Cause like I know a lot of boxers. Next Fight Up was like, everybody know, there's no secret. Next Fight Up was like one of the like main like local promotion companies like out here in Houston. You know, and people like from the outside looking in, seeing them build up like certain people like Jericho. Like a lot of people came from Next Fight Up. Pretty much like all the boxers, like every boxer in Houston came like through Next Fight Up. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of boxers thought, you know, oh, if I get signed, I'm gonna be good. But yeah, it's just like the music game. It don't matter who you sign to. If they ain't got your best interest and really got you, you know, as your best interest, being signed don't mean nothing. It can make your situation worse.
Well, let's go here too then. So you saying that if you sign to a guy, they may not have your best interest. So I'm gonna get real specific here. So let's just say you got a Tank Davis is signed somewhere, and it's a possibility that the entity that controls him may not have his best interest in certain aspects. So when you have somebody on the outside of that wants to fight them, how difficult would you say that person mental struggle is to know that that promotional company gonna look out for them too?
Man, especially when you're getting ready for a fight, that shit is like, it's a lot. it's so much. It's so much on your mind, especially like when you getting ready for a fight. It's like you going against everybody. It's like you training for your opponent, and then the people who you signed to doing shady stuff behind your back. You can't really trust them either. It's like you feel like you fighting against everybody. Like it's really a lot of mental stress for real.
So when you trying to get into these fights, you got to fight the making weight. You got to fight the actual training. You got to fight the opponent. You got to fight.
And then you hoping that as you trying to sell tickets and stuff. Like I'm just talking about people that's coming up like they first probably 6 to 10 fights or whatever. You praying that your promotion not taking advantage of you while you trying to sell tickets and stuff. But you know that they probably are, because like you said, you can't see the books. So it's crazy.
Yeah.
You can't see the books as you're doing business under yourself. You can't see the books. So it's crazy.
Exactly.
And that's not nothing rare. Like that's crazy. Like, and it was funny when they was talking about, when I would hear them, like, and a lot of boxers don't know because they separated, but it was crazy. I remember hearing them talking about that for the Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford negotiations. That was one of the things that we was talking about. And I know a lot of fans didn't understand what was being said, but Terrence Crawford was like, he want to see the books. He want to see where their money is going.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody in boxing, like the people that are like the coaches and the promoters and the managers and even a lot of the reporters, they were just like, oh, well, that's everybody know you don't get to see the books. That's just how boxing is. That don't make it right. That's crazy. So it tripped me out when I seen that even at the highest level, the biggest fighters, Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence, even them at the biggest level, when they making so many millions, even they still getting screwed over like that. They don't really get to see the numbers and know how much they really make. Even them at the highest level, they just accepting what the dude giving them. So that tripped me out when I seen that at that level. I was like, damn, that's crazy. I'm going through that at a local level. That's crazy.
That's what I was about to say. On a local level,
it's so dirty, bro. It's crazy.
On a local level that I've seen you a part of, at those venues, Bayou City Event Center, that place hold like 500 people or something like that, right? And let's say you sold all these tickets, you don't know how many of those people you put in them seats. You know what I'm saying?
But anybody that came to see me fight live, anybody know that they came to see me fight live. They know I put a lot of people. Any fight I fought against, I put a lot of people.
I know. I've been there, bro. I've been there.
Nah, and I'm just saying, like, a lot of times I know I ain't get my just due. Like, that shit crazy.
Mm-hmm.
That shit crazy.
Shout out to Just Do in the chat. That's a fact. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, shout out to Just Do. But a lot of times I ain't get my just due. That's facts. Like in Houston, but that's for sure.
Yep. So I was gonna make this correlation that you got 500 seats in there, and them tickets be $45-$50 or whatever, and
you selling tables, so you got tables in there too.
They got tables that cost a few hundred, maybe even $1,000, depending on what the venue like. So you got a lot of money that could easily be amassed. You got a bar that's selling drinks.
Damn, everybody you brought in the seat, like I know a lot of my fights, like everybody I brought in the seat, they paying the park, they buying drinks, they buying food, they done bought tables. Yeah, the crowd you brought them, they made all this money come in, but that's how I go to these promoters. Be greedy, man. It's a dirty game, bro.
So you got this small venue, 500 something people, and they making a lot of money off of a local fighter like yourself, and you can't ever check on what it's looking like. And now compare that to what you just said with Bud and Errol. We talking about these venues that they fought in. I forgot what they fought at. I'm sure they fought in at least a place that hold 50,000. You talking about 50,000 seats and putting people in different areas of the venue that cost different amounts, and ringside is 100,000, and so we went from playing around with this little money to this giant money, and it's still unaccounted for, and that's the sad part, that a lot of fans don't see that. So when they see a guy say, like what Bud did, want to question the books, and then they have a problem. Oh man, he tripping, man. Blah, blah. But after this man had such a career,
wants to do is say, all Bud wants to see is like the money is going where you saying the money's going because y'all signed a deal on. He not saying he want this much more, that much more. He just said he want to see that what you're saying is actually true.
Yeah,
and people are mad at him because of that.
Because you're asking them to verify what they saying.
Yeah,
and they probably ain't really into that.
Yeah,
you know,
and that's,
so, man,
and a lot of people don't know that's the boxing game as a whole. Like that's the sport. Like boxing is so behind. That's the sport. Like there's no checks and balances. There's no nothing. Like that's the sport.
So you went from paying for opponents, and then I guess I don't know who's familiar, who's privy, but they launched the 2 years ago the Team Combat League, the TCL. You know what I'm saying? Here in Houston, we have the Houston Hitmen. I don't know if you're familiar, if anybody in the chat's familiar, but the TCL is some you can look at it like how the NBA has the New York Knicks, the Houston Rockets, the San Antonio Spurs, the Atlanta Hawks, and then the TCL would have Houston Hitmen, San Antonio Snipers, New York Attitude, Atlanta Attack. They got a combination of fighters, maybe about 18 to 20 fighters each team, and it's 24 rounds. Each fighter fights 1 round or 2, depending on who, and they compete for 24 rounds, and they compete. And I think the Houston team is owned by Lil Flip, I believe.
I think he has I
think he has ownership in the team.
Yeah, I think so.
And I know you got a chance to meet Flip. Being from Houston, Texas. You know what I'm saying? That's a big deal. Being around a mover and shaker, and then somehow it collide into boxing. You got the music, hip hop world meets the sports entertainment world, and a guy like Flip get behind a team with guys like like you, Ray Talib Jr. or Jenny Fuchs, or all the Williams brothers, are different types of people on the team, and we get a chance to see some stuff from y'all on a different scale in a different format of boxing. I guess before I go there, what I'm saying, I'll say this. Ray, you did a fantastic job, you know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna run this real quick.
Representing the Houston Hitmen, here is Ray Talib Jr. And for the San Antonio Snipers,
That was your first round ever in the TCL, man, and I was privileged enough to be snuck in the back door and crept in the ringside and recorded it. You know what I'm saying? So you got your first TCL. How was your first experience with the TCL? Because that's a place where allegedly you're gonna make some kind of money from boxing.
Yeah, that's probably and that just. The TCL, that was a fun time. Like that was literally fun, but that goes to show you, like, if you just seen some of the names that was trying to get into the TCL, like some of the big names that was like fighting, it just goes to show you so many people, because you actually was getting paid. It was so many people that was willing to try to get into it because they wasn't making no money in their regular boxing career. And it was a fun time for me in general because I had just got on my contract with Next Fight Up, and it seemed like after that I couldn't get no fights. Like I couldn't get on no cards in the city. Like that's crazy. I went from being able to get on all the cards to not being able to get on no cards in Houston. Just coincidence.
Yeah. You think it was like a blackball type of situation?
Man, come on, bro. 2 + 2 always equal 4.
I got you. So
how like anybody that followed my career, bro, able to get on any card, good relationship with these. I wasn't signed to LT grade. I was able to get on like all the cards, like, and I always, every time I get on the card, I always humongous crowd. Everybody know that I got a big following. Like every time, I always in Houston. If I fight in Houston, bro, I'm gonna sell hella tickets. And after that, it's like I couldn't get on no cards. All of a sudden, I got on my contract. I couldn't get on no cards all of a sudden. So when TCL came, that was a fun time for me because just to get back active, just to get back in the ring, because I haven't had a regular fight in over a year at this point.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I'm trying. Look, for this over a year, I haven't had a regular fight. It have nothing to do with me. It have nothing to do with I'm not training, and I'm training. I'm going to the gym. I'm doing everything that the coaches. I'm doing everything. I'm spending money. I live on Westheimer. I'm driving downtown every day, training twice a day for a whole year. No fights, no nothing coming in. Spending money on eating right, keeping my weight down, doing all that, doing everything. And it ain't me holding me back. I'm doing everything. I'm putting money into something. Ain't no money coming back.
Yeah. So when the TCL showed up, was the timing good for you? Was it like one of them, oh man, that was right on time type things?
Man, pretty much everybody who fought. It's crazy. Cause it's so funny, bro. Cause like me, it was right on time. But it's crazy. Like if I'm speaking about myself, I could be talking about myself, but I know any boxer that's gonna watch this, or if they watching this or they're gonna watch this, I'm talking about me, but I probably feel like I'm talking about them because we all literally going through the same thing. So it was right on time for me. But when I got on the team and I got around everybody, it literally was right on time for everybody. Everybody feeling the same way. Like, man, they needed this. Like, damn, we needed this. Everybody pretty much going through the same thing, whether they had a fight or didn't have a fight. You know what I'm saying? Even the people that did have fights, they either ain't making no money or, bro, you ain't making no money as an adult to really be able to live. Ain't nobody making no money. Nobody that was on the TCL team, they wasn't making no money.
Yeah.
And that ain't like talking down, it's just keeping it 100. Nobody that was on the Houston Hitman TCL before TCL came, nobody was making no money in boxing.
Shout out to this amazing, phenomenal person, fighter, Jiffy Morales, aka Big Jiff. She done pulled up. Appreciate you for pulling up. The TCL initially had a goal to bridge the gap for boxers who never seen real money in their regular boxing career. That's a fact. You know,
nah, facts. Like pretty much everybody.
So your first fight, you know, I just showed you fight Yu Shin Sub. That was his name. Asian fighter that out of San Antonio, who was, I ain't gonna lie, that dude cold.
He cold. Yeah, nah, he cold.
And you was in there trying to make him look weak. I was like, man,
yeah.
How was it in your mind? You know, you about to fight for money for real. You about to make you some bread. I mean, how does that feel?
Bro, that shit feel good. That's what all the nigga been training for since I started messing with boxing. I only been going super hard. This has been like my life since when I got out of jail in 2016, and I was told myself like, that's another thing. I was on probation for 7 years, so that's what made me like hop into boxing to stay out of trouble and not to like mess up and go to jail. So when I got out and I got into boxing, I gave my 100% since day one. So when they saying you about to fight for money, I'm like, man, this ain't nothing. This is what I've been training to do this whole time. This is what I've been expecting to do this whole time anyway. So it's really nothing. Like that was right up there.
That's a fact. So you know, you go in there, you deal with a guy that's pretty good, and
he was cold. But I'm knowing I'm cold. I've been waiting for this type of opportunity. You know what I'm saying? To show my skills. So that's why TCL was fun. Bro, like that dude was way more. He had been more active than me. I haven't fought in a year. My first fight, they was talking about him like he was supposed to be one of the best dudes, like one of the dudes to look out for in that team. But when I fought 2 rounds, he was easy work. I made it look easy. But he was cold though. Like I ain't taking nothing away from him. I just showed what level I was on. Like he was good. Yeah. I made it look easy, but in the ring, I know that. Oh yeah, he was good. He had skills, but I was just on another level.
I mean, I do want more for the sake of people who unfamiliar with just seeing you fight and seeing what you do. I was there when you fought the Orlando Vipers. You know what I'm saying? That was a real dope event too. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah, that was fun.
See, representing the Houston Hitmen, here is Ray Talib Jr. And representing the Orlando Vipers, Felix Mansueta.
Man, that was an enjoyable fight too. That was a real tough dude I watched you get in there with, you know. But you know, to see you come back, you know, not just you, but others a part of the team when they came back, it was kind of like, oh, okay, so this ain't bad. You know what I'm saying? This might not be a bad idea. You know what I'm saying? When the people start showing up for that second fight, I'm like, okay, this might be
Yeah.
kind of cool. You know, so y'all make decent money within the TCL?
Yeah, TCL, that was the first time, that was the first time where I was like, okay, this is crazy. Like, really, and it's crazy, like I said, everybody that was on the team, it was all brand new to them. They ain't never seen it like happen. It ain't nothing crazy. They just ain't never seen what should rightfully happen actually happen. We went to fight and we got paid.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy. Like all these other, like I said, look at the names that I'm on the team with. I'm on a team with people like Highland Williams, Devontae Williams. You got Isaac Torres. It's an Olympic alternate. You got real fighters. These fighters that I'm on the team with, mind you, like how you said, I started boxing late. Some of these fighters they've been boxing way longer than me. Doing this way longer than me. Been in the game boxing way longer than me, amateur and professional. I've been in the game way shorter than them, and they all was like, damn, they needed this. Or this right on time. They ain't been seeing no money off boxing. And these people been doing it way longer than me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so everybody.
That's a scary truth that I'm glad we spilling that on the table, you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people watch the sport and they just have these cartoon like expectations of what they think happened. You know what I'm saying? It's
And
real
the
deal.
boxers and the boxers don't be bridging the gap because the boxer always just so locked in and they dealing with so much bullshit. All they can do at this point is just keep fighting. But you seeing them on Instagram and stuff, you seeing them win fights, you thinking, oh, they making money or they winning bands. Like, bro, the most they probably got is their Instagram.
Yeah.
And I ain't being fun. That's just keeping it 1,000.
Yeah.
The most they probably got is their Instagram. So shit, what else they gonna give you? Hell yeah, they gonna post. That's all they can do.
Because like we just finished saying, the percentage of people who actually making bread it's like a 1% deal, you know what I'm saying? In the comparison to the amount of fighters and boxers that are out there, people look at the big names and think that's the game.
Everybody living like that. Yeah, man, bro.
So let me ask you this, because I've watched matter of fact, I was on Just Do Boxing's platform, and I listened to people criticize people for dealing with Turkey Al-Sheikh out there in Saudi, talking about, all money ain't good and this and that. Then I talk to a guy like you or another fighter who working their ass off at a regular job or trying to make it work, and then people trying to guilt people or shame them for taking the opportunity to go fight in Saudi for way more than what they made. What you think about that?
Yeah, bro. Anytime when I once I became a pro and I started understanding the game and knowing the business, and I would see like the average fan always complaining about somebody saying something about money. I understood. I never as a boxer, once you in the game and you understand how the boxing game go, and how dirty the game is. If somebody stayed in the game that long and they're able to finally get in a position where they can guarantee money for themselves, out of all the times they probably wasn't making money, all the times they spending money not making money, all the times they missing their family, all the time they sacrificing and getting fucked over, but they not telling their fans and everybody else because the shit really embarrassing. There ain't nothing they can do about it. But when they finally get a chance to go make some money, I don't blame nobody for going to go make some money. You can't, especially if you really a part of this game right here. As bad as this game is, the first chance you get to go make some money, bro, I'll never be like, oh, they tripping. Hell no, you better go make that money because ain't nothing guaranteed, and they probably got stolen from promoters and managers, all type of shit. It's so much crazy shit that going in this boxing shit. When you get a chance,
I see a lot of fighters with money. They got money and they criticize them guys for going deal with them. And I always advocate that, man, they in this is prize fighting to make the prize to get the bread. So you don't get somebody to continue like that.
Yeah, when I came into boxing, I ain't say, oh, I'm getting into boxing and I want to fight for my legacy. I came into boxing because I ain't know nothing about boxing. I'm thinking, oh, shit, I'm gonna fight and I'm gonna get money. I'm fighting for money. I ain't coming here for nothing else.
So that legacy stuff is something that is either that's got to be on your mind prior to getting in, or got to be a aim of yours.
Yeah, that got to be on your mind. I'm not saying I ain't never care what I did in the sport. Of course, I'm always doing everything to my best ability. But I'm saying as a professional, yeah, you get in the game, you want to make money. Nobody is trying to go pro in anything for leg. That's rare, bro. That got to be already programmed in you.
Yeah.
9 times
Yeah.
out of 10, like a lot of times that come with somebody who's like a second generation in boxing or something like that. I'm first generation in boxing, meaning like nobody in my family was ever into boxing. Like boxing
Mm-hmm.
found me. I'm the first person in my family to box. Like I ain't getting into boxing because my dad was boxing and we grew up in the boxing gym, and my uncle was Pete Rogers, the boxer, and now I want to follow his footsteps. Like I never cared about boxing. Most I knew about boxing is like watching Floyd fights as like a casual fan until I got into boxing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I ain't never really know anything about boxing, but yeah, when I got in, it was for money. That was it, so I could fight and make money. And then I learned that. Oh, then I learned out that the game is nothing like that. It's nothing like train, fight, and you get paid. That's not how the game go at all. It don't work like that.
How does it work?
Bro, it's crazy. First, you gotta be an amateur. You turn pro, and like I said, like to be honest, bro, when I turned pro, I was dealing with some dudes that like they knew me from hustling in the streets. And they knew that I had money, so they basically had it like I was fighting under them, but I really was paying for my own stuff because when I first turned pro, I was really still 1 foot in the streets and 1 foot out the streets. So my first 4 fights, I paid for all my stuff. I wasn't tripping. Like I paid for the money that I had out the streets. So I was backing myself. But after my second fight, I found out about sponsors. That was like the only blessing in the game. Like because I came in like that, like I learned the business so quick. I learned the business, like I said, right off my first fight at the weigh-ins, and then I started learning about sponsors and stuff like that. But yeah, so when I came in the game and I was like still hustling, the promoter, he was basically like I was fighting under his promotion company. I'm still learning the game, but I'm not knowing that he really should be taking care of the finances. You get what I'm saying? But he knowing that I'm a hustler, like we met outside of boxing. He knowing that I can, you know what I'm saying, that I could pay for my own self. You know what I'm saying? He knew that I could foot the bill. But at the same time, as I started getting deeper into boxing, you can't be in the streets like that. And I was trying to leave that alone anyways. So the more you in boxing, you can't be outside hustling. You can't be in the trap. You can't be in the neighborhood trying to hustle and all that because you boxing more and more. The more you boxing, the more you away from that. You can't do both. It's either you one or the other. So like I said, boxing is a selfish sport. So that's what I was trying to do anyways. I was trying to get out the street. So I was putting all my time, all my everything into boxing.
So how different is, because I heard you just say, I'm a first generation boxer, you know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
I don't think a lot of people get what I get it. I get what you're saying, but a lot of people don't get that. What you mean by the difference in I guess your footing in the game by being a first generation boxer or a second generation or so on and so forth? What you mean by that?
All right, like I ain't just trying to use like I just want to
Say,
give
Ray,
examples.
man, quit all the bullshit, bro.
Yeah, like all right,
You ain't
let's
gotta put no disclaimers on nothing, bro.
So I could put an example. All right, so let's just say for a person like Miguel Flores, I know that he got into boxing because his brother was a boxer. I'm not sure if somebody else before them was probably boxers too. All right, the Highland Williams brothers, Devontae and Highland Williams. Their dad was like one of the known coaches in boxing, like one of the coldest coaches out here in boxing. You know, Coach Said, everybody know about Coach Said. Coach Said is their dad. Like they were in boxing since a little kid because their dad was in the boxing gym. Since they was born type stuff. They've been in the boxing gym since they was 7, 8 years old. The Charlo brothers, Kevin Charlo, who just hopped in the live right now, my first coach, who could vouch for all this, my work ethic, everything. He had his twins in the boxing gym. They grew. He was a boxer first. Then he became a coach. They grew up under him. His generation.
I gotta put a note in there real quick. They don't put any emphasis on that. And as far as the media, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Kevin, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just for even being that to inspire his sons to be what they became. You know what I'm saying?
For sure. I don't know why they be high. Yeah, the Charlos wouldn't be nothing without Kevin Charlo. That's just come on now.
For sure. Well, go ahead.
Crazy. No matter what. But yeah, like most boxers, these people that I'm around every day, like most boxers, you hear their story, oh, their brother or their dad was boxing or this was boxing. Boxing been in their family. Boxing was never wasn't in my family at all. I was an athlete, but I played basketball and football. Like I ain't never.
So you could say that you start off at a disadvantage with just not the IQ of the sport per se, but that too.
Nah, that too. Yeah,
yeah. Yeah, that too. I wasn't even speaking on that, but that is incorporated. But you started off at a disadvantage, damn near all the way across the board in every aspect of the game.
Nah, for sure.
So
Yeah,
what do you have to do to catch up to somebody who's a second generation, third generation fighter, where my dad been fighting and my brother's been fighting and my grandpa fought and this, that, and third? You know, how do you catch up with that? I mean, you said you started 25, 26. That's late. You that's
yeah.
out of
I remember I started at 26. My first amateur fight when I got out of jail. My first amateur fight was I was 26 years old.
26 years old.
I turned pro at 28.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's
so
crazy.
I was an amateur for a year and a half, which is crazy. That's like for somebody that was really doing this, I would never advise them to be an amateur for a year and a half. Like that's insane, because that's really not enough time. Like Kevin Charlo said when he came in the live, like, and he told me this when I first started. Like Kevin Charlo was like, he put like boxing in perspective for me, like right off the bat. So I already knew I had to come in the game. He told me like, oh, you're a type of fighter that's gonna have to learn on the job. And like when he was telling me that, like when I first started boxing, I kind of really didn't understand it. You know, I'm just thinking, oh, if I train hard, I'm gonna be right. But nah, boxing is like one of those sports, you know, and you can't fast forward this. Like you got to put in the time in the gym. Ain't no fast forward. You know what I'm saying? So he was telling me, oh yeah, you're gonna have to learn on it. You're gonna have to learn on the job, because I started so late and I ain't get it. But he was right.
That since we both kind of agree on it, in the ring, you first generation fighter, and you fight against somebody who isn't. What kind of ups do they have on you, bro, in the ring?
They've been there before. So you could be fast, you could be strong. They done seen you fast and strong. So they have the IQ over you. They have the IQ over you, and that's, a lot of people may not know, that's like a really big factor.
So IQ
they got that experience. They got experience.
IQ is an underrated factor, is what you're saying.
Man, it's super underrated. Cause like you know where you trying to go. You know where you say you know where you trying to go. They already know where you going. You feel me? Say you trying to go somewhere and you think they don't know where they already know where you going.
They know what you want to do.
They know what you want to do. So that's basically trying to put it in layman's terms. So yeah, it's big when they got experience over you.
Man, I don't think a lot of people understand that. And then, like, okay, I'm not gonna use any names, but
don't be putting out give it to him straight. Just like you told me. Give it to him straight. Now we using names and everything now.
You got a lot of father son entities in boxing where the father used to box, and then the son comes in the game. Let's say Shane Mosley got Shane Mosley Jr. or Eubanks Jr. or Nigel Benn, Connor Benn, Floyd Sr. Roger, and the young one is Floyd. I mean, that gives them a massive head start on somebody like you. You know what I'm saying? So for you to be running the race, and I mean the race just figuratively, but
I know
to be in there with somebody like Jamel Charlo or like whomever that's in the ring already, they mind is already boxing, and you trying to adjust yours to it. You know what I'm saying? That iron sharpens iron is a nice thing to say, but it could be demoralizing. Am I wrong?
It could be, but yeah, it could be. But like my mindset. I'm just specifically speaking on me. I see how that could be, but my mindset, I don't know, man. My mindset was just like so different. Like my mindset was made up like, this is what I'm gonna do. I don't care, because like when I started boxing, don't get it twisted. Everybody was like, "Oh no, you too old. Like it's not gonna work." I didn't understand why they were saying it until I started doing it. I understood. Like they like, "Oh no, you too old." Like
what did you understand about it? What did you gain to make you get it?
Because like I said, when I first got into boxing, I was still hustling. So like the average boxer, a lot of these boxers, they was either like they had to work or go to work or this and that. Like I had time to just train. Like I could train all day. It don't matter. Like you could train all day. You're not gonna catch up. You got to put the time in the gym. The day you got to put the time, the hours every day working on your craft. You got to be around people that know what they doing. You got to be sparring. Like There's no real way to fast forward your growth, and then like also have to do with your learning curve. And what I mean by that is, say like 5 people, join the gym, and they all start and learn the same thing at the same time. It's gonna be some that are just gonna pick it up faster than others. So all 5 may be doing the same drills, learning the same technique, learning and getting coached the same amount of time, but it's gonna be like 1 or 2 that's gonna stand out, and their learning curve is just gonna be faster than the rest of the 5 that learning all the same thing. Thank God I just happened to be that one of those people. My learning curve was like super fast, and I also came in the game completely different. Like I said, joining the game, my first coming into the boxing, going into a gym, my first people that I interacted with was Kevin Charlo and Jamel Charlo. Like that's rare. I don't think people understand that. Like when I first entered boxing, I first started training and being trained. I got footage of this too. Like my first people to be around was Kevin Charlo and Jamel Charlo. And Jamel Charlo at this time was in the middle of leaving Ronnie Shields and going to Derrick James. And I was around when Derrick James used to come to Houston. Derrick James used to come to A-Leaf. And he used to train at the Kirkwood and Beach. I was there.
So you used to work with Derrick James every now and then, or what?
Said it again? No, I ain't work with Derrick James, but I'm saying I used to be there training while Derrick James was training Charlo. I was training with Kevin Charlo.
So that's a massive thing. I mean,
so when I came in again, I came in learning like directly like under like Charlo and them.
Yeah, Thomas Hill, shout out to you, bro. He say, I heard the learning curve is so crucial in all aspects of life, but especially in an arena like combat sports.
Nah, for real. That's so true. Cause like I done seen people that got the work ethic. They've been training so hard for so many years, but they improving at a slow rate. Like I done seen so much. Like, and it's just so crazy. And it's crazy. The boxing game crazy because a coach can't tell. Like a coach not gonna tell you, oh nah, you're not getting better, because they need you as a body in the gym. Whether it's for sparring, whether it's for whatever, whether they need your gym membership or whether they just need you for a body for sparring. A coach not gonna tell you. And that's also part of the game too.
Okay. Well, let's get into a darker side. You know what I'm saying?
Also part of the game too.
Let's get into a darker side. When do you think I mean, it's gonna probably be case by case basis, but how hard is it to acknowledge that it's over? It's time to go. I shouldn't be doing this no more. How does somebody who's dedicated that much time, money, expenses, they sacrifice not being around family, when does a person in their mind, when are they able to say, hey, that's enough? When is enough?
Man, from what I seen, from my eyes, what I seen, and anybody else that's in boxing, they can say the same. And it'll be hard for people to admit, because a lot of boxers, I know this, but it's hard. It's hard because I seen it with my own eyes. It's so hard for you just look around like everybody that used to box. Just look at all these boxers. It's hard. It's boxing. They call it the boxing bug. Like when it bites you, it's on you tough, man. It's so hard for so many boxers to to just say they want to do something else, or even if they know that they ain't been having no success, they're trapped in their mind. Like it's hard to just let go, because I believe personally, one is because they put in so much time into it, and it's all they get trapped in that they get trapped in that mindset, and that's all they know. Like once that's all you do, and then you got people like expecting like that's all fans gonna do is actually like when you fight again. So that's all that's all on your mind, and they don't just know how to let go. So most boxers, they end up becoming coaches. They've been probably spending all this time in the boxing world, and they probably may not have been working no job or nothing. So they ain't got no real skills or nothing. So most of them, they just fall into being coaches or just keep living on the hope of, man, I'm about to get close to my next big fight. But what is a big fight? Like you're not on no real level of anything. Like you just a local fighter.
Ray Thomas Hill, shout out to you, Thomas, man. He want to know, how would Ray equate the amount of time and training to make up for just a year of amateur experience? I guess he's looking for, how can you equate the amount of time training to make up for just having one? Is there something that you can even make up for in that case, or what?
Nah, because you can't just tell somebody, and that's why it's so wild. I couldn't just say, yeah, it's gonna take you this much time, then you're gonna be ready, because that goes back to the learning curve and the experience, and you really can't fast forward this game. Like you either gonna have it or you not. But yeah, I don't know, bro. It's just I could just say what happened for me. You know what I'm saying? I was an amateur I only had like 12, 13 fights, maybe. I don't know. I was an amateur for like a year and a half. Like I came out running. Like when I went to jail, this last time, it was for when I did 6 months, it was for violating probation. And my daughter, she was 1 at the time. And so I remember being in jail, like, damn, this shit crazy. That's crazy. I went to jail for 6 months. I can never get this time back. So I was like, I ain't never come back to jail again. I was like, I don't want to miss no time on my daughter's life. So I was like, man, when I get out, that's what I tell myself in jail. But I had just went to the boxing gym, and I had kind of started liking it because I used to play sports, but at this time I was out of high school. All I was doing was hustling. I was just in the streets. So I had been stopped, training and doing all that type of stuff. But when my brother introduced me into boxing right before I went to jail, I really had liked it. I liked it, the try. It was something about fighting, bro, because I had already sparred and everything. I just liked it immediately. And I was just like, damn, when I get out, man, I'm about to put all my energy. That's why I'm put all my energy into it. So when I got out April 7th. I got out April 7th, 2016. Like I got out and I immediately went to the gym, started training. I wasn't, I really barely had anything, no money, no nothing, but I was going to the gym and I had my first amateur fight in like June. So I trained for like 2 months. As soon as I got out of jail. Before then, I ain't never had no fights or nothing. I trained for like 2 months and I had my first fight in June.
So I guess where I was going, have you ever been in the gym and you working? I mean, you see the same people all the time, depending if you're on the same gym all the time. But do you ever see somebody that they about to sink a lot of time into this and maybe they shouldn't?
It's damn near like 85% of the 85 to 90% of the people in the boxing gym. That's the story of everybody damn near. Yeah. And it's crazy, bro. And like nobody, and it's so interesting. The boxing world is so interesting because, like I said, the average fan don't know most of the struggles of the boxer. They don't know none of that shit.
That's why, but that's why we here, though, right? Come on, man.
Yeah, and so the boxers, they don't be telling the average fan what's really going on. And all the boxers, they just walking around looking like each other. That shit crazy, bro. It's really a crazy cycle, dog.
So
it'd be a whole bunch of clones, bro, walking around, dog. They all going through the same shit. They all walking around getting fucked. Like, the shit crazy, dog. It's really crazy.
So everybody is just walking around numb till they getting played.
That's literally, man. I don't care. Nobody could tell me nothing different. That's literally what it is. It's crazy, bro.
From the smallest level to the largest level.
Yeah, from the smallest to the biggest level. It's crazy.
And everybody out here pretending like it's not happening.
Yeah, everybody pretending like it's not happening. Especially like the like all these boxers like that's up and coming. And like I said, I'm not talking down on nobody. Man, shout out to all my niggas chasing their dream that's doing a boxing. I'm supporting you. See me at the boxing fight, supporting all y'all. I'm just speaking the truth. The truth. Sometimes they say the truth hurt. The truth of the reality of boxing, that shit is ugly. But the truth is, a lot of these boxers, bro, they don't. Bro, all these up and coming boxers, bro, they all going through the same shit. All they can do is post a picture on Instagram of, oh, I'm next or this and that. Like, they really have nothing tangible that they're actually getting from boxing. And don't get it twisted. I'm talking financially. Boxing did a lot for me.
Like
God
what?
put boxing in my life for the right time, but
what did boxing do for you if you say it did a lot for you?
Yeah, boxing. I needed boxing at that time, man. At the time, like I said, I was in the streets, like I was hustling tough, like, and I was seeing money, and I wasn't caring about getting in trouble and the laws and that, because I'm young and I was seeing money. I'm 21, 22. I'm renting houses and stuff. Like, I was seeing money. I was catching cases. I was catching felony cases and everything. So, and then like I literally did 7 years on probation, bro. You know how that probation is. It's meant for you to fail. That's the only reason I was able to do 7 years on probation. Yeah, the only reason I was able to do 7 years is because I got into boxing. Like, boxing, like, it helped me grow up. Like, it turned my discipline back up. Like, it did a lot for me. It saved me, like, in the time where I needed. Boxing and my daughter, like, it was like it came at a perfect time in my life.
So,
but
so back to my initial train of thought. When does a dude able to make himself walk away from something that I'm assuming it's addictive. You know what I'm saying? Because
it's addictive, bro. Because look, this is where people get trapped in their head. They always like I said, it's nothing wrong with chasing a dream. Chasing a dream is cool, but at some point, you got to be in reality. And what a lot of people don't know is a lot of boxers, because of all the stresses and all the whatever. First of all, it takes a certain type of person to become a boxer.
mm-hmm.
But a lot of boxers are literally walking around. They got a lot of mental problems. Like, it's just the real. A lot of boxers, they going through a lot of stress and they going through a lot of mental problems. It's like a lot of boxers.
Jiffy say, think about what type of person would join combat sport.
No, like she's saying some real shit, bro. Like, it's only funny because we talking about ourselves, but we talking about, we talking about in general. We talking about ourselves, but
yeah, because you part of that general population.
I'm part of it, so nobody should feel no type of way because I'm talking about myself too. This shit crazy. But yeah, it take a certain type of person to, first of all, to join. Who the fuck want to wake up and get punched? That's crazy in itself.
Yeah.
That's crazy in itself. You feel me? Who the fuck wake up to get punched and you're not getting paid for it? Exactly, bro. We sat around a table of sane people and just said that out loud, bro. A lot of people would just laugh at that. Hey, let's wake up tomorrow at 9 o'clock in the morning. Let's punch on each other. Let's go whatever, and let's go get punched. And we have no plans of making money in the near future. We just gonna do it blindly. That sounds crazy as hell.
I mean, it sounds crazy, but it's a fact.
But that's literally what 90% of boxers are doing. Literally, like, no exaggeration, bro.
That's a big number, bro.
Yeah,
like 90%. That's a big number.
Yeah.
A lot of people will sit out here and act like, oh man, everybody getting bread. Everybody, man. I was on this IV the other day, man. Man, he had a chain on, man, and he had a Louis bag or whatever the hell people be enamored by. You know what I'm saying? But
that shit don't be meaning shit. But like to stay on,
overlooked real.
But to stay on topic, bro, like what you were saying, from what I've seen, it's hard for boxers to leave a game alone, bro. And it's so many different reasons, bro. But the boxing bug is real. And some of the reasons be sad, bro. Some of these dudes, bro, because like I heard Bobby saying in his interview with you, and this is just the truth of the sport. Everybody not gonna be a world champion. Everybody not gonna make big money in the sport. The realization with most of these boxers got to come with, these coaches got to start. It start with these coaches got to start being more real with these fighters. These promoters got to start being more real with these fighters. Everybody got to start being more real with these fighters from the jump, because these fighters just getting exploited, bro. If somebody was to like have a fighter and tell them like, all right, yeah, this where you at, this where I can see your career going. I don't see you doing this much, so boom, this our plan. This is what we're gonna do. Boom, boom, boom. Then somebody could realistically look at their career and be like, damn, do I want to do this or I want to not do this? But a lot of fighters, man, it's a lot of fighters that these niggas ain't gonna be a world champion. They ain't gonna make no big money from the jump. But somebody probably leading them, got them believing that they about to do this and that, and they, come on, bro, they ain't got no chance of doing that. And so you just wasting time and money. You know what I'm saying? They just wasting these people's lives, taking punches to the head for no reason.
Nah, they need you to keep the lights on.
Yeah, they need you to keep the lights on, bro.
I mean, that's what it would kind of look like, if what you saying, and I believe it to be true, but if you that fighter, and you don't have any, trajectory of where you could go, why won't anybody tell you? You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's how boxing is, bro. I've seen that like
if I go try out for whatever team in football or basketball or whatever, and I suck,
you made it or you didn't.
Yeah, and I suck. They not gonna let me in the building. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, not boxing. Boxing gonna be. Come right on in. We gonna let you get punched by the best motherfucker in this gym.
Yeah. I mean,
that's just the name of the game. I ain't even make the rules. I'm just telling you that's just the name of the game. But like I said, we gonna stay on topic because a lot of these people are stuck in boxing. One, like I said, bro, a lot of these dudes, they've been boxing their whole life, bro. So say you've been putting all this because you having a dream. I'm gonna be the champ. Because that's all everybody talk about is they call you champ. They talk about being a champ. This is that. They calling you champ. They ain't calling you rich or they ain't calling you this. They calling you champ. So a lot of these boxers, they've been boxing this whole time, and They ain't go to nobody college. I'm not saying all boxers, because there's some boxers that got smart and peeped the play from the jump and realized that they need to have a foundation. But that's so rare that so many that are smart like that. All boxers, all of them, you see them join. Like, it's a pro. Somebody turn pro every day in Houston now. And the first thing they say is, "I'm about to be the best ever. I'm about to knock out everybody. I'm about to do this and do that." In my head, I just be laughing like, "Okay, we gonna see y'all. All right, we gonna see. All right, if it's that easy, okay. I guess everybody else just been playing around." So yeah, to stay on top of a lot of these boxers, they've been boxing their whole life, but they, like I said, they ain't graduate. They ain't go to nobody's school. They don't have no type of trade. They don't have no work experience in the work field. All they've been doing is putting in all their life into boxing. And boxing ain't gave them enough money. And if you ask this person that put all this time into boxing, if you ask any of these boxers, this was gonna hurt. You ask any of these boxers that are grown, a lot of these boxers, they grown adults, they pros. Man, we not done. We know how much it takes to take care, live on your own, to live in this country, especially with the economy right now. If you ask any of these boxers, bro, 90% or 85, 90% of these boxers, how much money did you make off boxing this year? I guarantee the answer won't be enough to rent a fucking studio apartment for the year.
Man, in your mind, average, what you think the average dude make off of boxing in a year?
Like average dude that's like 0 to 4 fights, like out here in Houston?
Yep.
A year?
Yep. I just want you to say it.
Hey, bro, I'm gonna try to be nice as I can about it, bro.
And ain't no being nice when you're telling the truth.
All right, look, I'm gonna speak upon. Look, I'm gonna make it easy. I'm gonna talk about me. That's how real I am. Cause I'm a hustler. I'm in my own house right now. I don't need nobody taking care of me. I ain't got nobody. Cause most niggas that's boxing, they get taken care of, or they got a roommate or their girlfriend take care of them or something like that. But look, I'm gonna just use me as an example. My first 4 fights. I just told you my first fight. I had 4 fights. Just say you had 4 fights in 1 year. How many boxers you know locally that's fighting 4 times a year?
I know about, I don't know, twice, maybe 3, but not 4.
And we talking about all the boxers. There's a lot of pro niggas that saying they pro in Houston right now, right? There's a whole bunch of them. All right, so I just told you, I'm specifically talking about me. I told you my first fight, I paid for my first fight.
In the negative already.
I'm in the negative. We just talking about the fight. We ain't talking about all the training, the recovery, the crowd therapy that I'm paying for, the equipment, the running shoes, the gym memberships, all this. We ain't talking about none of that. We just talking about the fight itself. The first fight, I was like 1,500 something. I'm in the negative. The second fight, I probably made and it's like I said, this only because I'm having a following of changing my life, becoming from somebody in the streets that I'm known in the streets as hustling to boxing. Everybody in A-League want to see me. I'm selling my first couple fights anybody see, I had more fighters, more people there than anybody. My second fight, I might have made like literally $100 or $200, bro. I probably broke even and made a little, maybe $500. I don't remember. It was so long ago. But I remember I made a little bit of money. My third fight is when I figured, after my second fight, I was watching somebody on the internet and I seen that they had a sponsor. And it was like somebody that had been like boxing for a minute, like higher up in me. And that's when I learned about sponsors. And I was already like gaining a lot of attention. So after that, that's when I started learning about, oh shit, I'm about to put a sponsor package together. And that's when I started making money. But like I said, to actually get sponsors, you gotta have value. Like people gotta see value in you, you know what I'm saying? So a lot of these fighters may not just be getting those sponsors in their first couple of fights because people are always trying to get sponsors. I was just blessed. Like people started supporting me strong, like right off the bat. So my third fight, I started getting money from sponsors, and then it started making sense. Like I started making a little bit of money. But like I said, that's off a fight. That's when I say a little bit of money, we talking about a couple thousand or something.
Yeah.
A couple thousand. We talking about 12 months in a year.
That's crazy.
So like I just said, the first fight, this is me. I'm paying $1,500 something. My second fight, I maybe made $500. My third fight, I probably made a couple thousand. My fourth fight, I probably made a couple thousand. But this 4 fights in 1 year. So like, if you going off of that right there,
bro, that ain't enough to take care of yourself for a year.
Nah. So that goes back to the question. So what I just gave you the blueprint. Look how many fighters that's out here. Besides the people and even them, they in the same position. They just a little bit better off. Besides the people that's signed or something, think about how many fighters you know in Houston that's between like 0 to 8 fights.
I'm gonna let Jiffy interject. She say we speaking from an A side perspective though. B side have the potential to make
They still ain't making no money. I'm gonna get there.
Now dive into what B side fighters look like. Hell,
we gonna get there. We're gonna get there. But let me finish the A side. This is from an A side perspective, which most fighters in Houston that I'm talking about, all these fighters, like I said, all these people that's turning pro and saying they about to be the best, the next best this, and the next best that. All these people are A-side fighters, or they come in again. Everybody come in swearing they're A-side fighters.
Thinking they're A-side. That's a fact.
Thinking they're A-side fighter. So let's just stay on the A-side. Like I said, I just gave you the blueprint. My first fight, 1,500. Second fight, maybe 500. My second, 34th fight, maybe a couple bands or whatever. And this is for me. This for somebody that's having a big following, a whole bunch of people buying, sponsors, everything. Most fighters, they not having that. I was just blessed to come in. I'm coming in older too as an adult. I turned pro as 28. A lot of people knowing me. I was popular in high school. I was like one of the first people hustling in the area that I was from Houston. A-Leaf. So a lot of people knew me in the streets. I've been in the streets for a long time. So I was 15 years old. And now I'm 28. You feel me? So I had a lot of, plus my family. My family is Houstonian native, but my grandparents been owning house in South Park older than I've been alive. Like my family really from Houston, so I got a really big family in Houston. And then like all my support coming to my fights. So that's like a person that have a big following. I'm just making this amount of money. So this go for like all these fighters that's out here in Houston. That's like between like 0 to 8 fights. This is going for all of them. They all seeing them around something like that or making that much money, not enough money to live a year in a efficient apartment, bro. In a damn studio apartment. In the efficiency. So that goes back to the point that I'm telling you, all they really got is Instagram. All they got is social media. All they can say is I'm about to go hard and I'm about to train hard. Because they live like, I'm not talking down. I'm just letting people be aware of the reality of this shit.
You talking facts.
Yeah, I'm talking the reality of this shit. So all these boxers that's out here, and you just looking at their social media, you like, damn, they doing it. They doing, bro. What they doing is running miles, bro. Mm-hmm. Punching the bag.
Yeah.
I don't know what your definition of doing it is, but that's what they doing.
And it could be like a hamster on them wheels.
It's for a lot of these fighters, it'd be a hamster on these wheels.
Yep. That's an ugly reality, man.
That's ugly reality, and that's the reality. I don't even gotta know you, bro. That's the reality of all these fighters out here. All these fighters out here, that's their reality, bro. So there you go. Once you find out that as an average fan, you saying, so how is these dudes surviving? Like how they what should we call it? A lot of these pros, they grown, they adults. All I see is them training at the gym all the time. All I see is them always posting at the gym. They must got money. How they surviving? That's because, bro.
Shout out to Brandon Hooker, man. Shout out to you, bro. He say, what does it take to make money as a sparring partner? Considering, I'm gonna just add to your question, Brandon. So considering that you was a sparring partner yourself for some elite guys, so he's asking, what does it take to make money as a sparring partner?
Man, now, shit for me, shit my weight class, and it just really. I mean, of course, it's God's timing, but now you got to be that 1% of people in the city, and you got to be around the weight class or the size. Somebody got to notice you. You got to be the 1%. You got to be cold because nobody that's elite want to know. First of all, anybody that's paying you for sparring, this either a world champ. That's rare, bro. Because a lot of people, they try to get over. They don't want to pay for sparring. They'll say, "Oh, I'll put you on a card or this and that," and they be lying. But to get paid from sparring, bro, first of all, the person got to be making a good amount of money. So this is either a world champion or somebody that's making real money in boxing. And it's just you got to get noticed, bro. Like when Bobby called me, that shit was lit. Like, bro, like I said, that shit was like a blessing to me, bro. That shit was like, everybody know at this time I wasn't even training with Bobby, but everybody know who Bobby Benton and Aaron Navarro is in Houston. Like everybody knew they was when Bobby hit me up. That shit was like, I was just like, God was like, that was like a line from God. I was like, oh, shout out, that was the shit. And they called me the Spar Regis, and it's somebody, he's southpaw. This somebody I used to watch, like study, like go on YouTube and type in Regis. Like all the southpaws I used to watch them. Arizlani, Lara, fucking that were active. Of course, you know, Sweet Pea is really my favorite, but like Lara and Regis, I used to watch them all the time. So when Bobby hit me up to spar Regis, that was crazy. But Bobby just been seeing me and been hearing about me like coming up. That's just me, the work, bro. I can't really just say it was nothing that I did to be like, oh, I'm about to get paid to start sparring Regis. Like I wasn't even in that mind frame. I'm just going hard. Like I said, since I came in the game every day, training hard. I'm just doing me. I think I was like 3-0, and they had called me.
I gotta run the tape one more time for those who listening to you describe what you was doing coming in the game and this and that. The brother asked, you know, how do you be a sparring partner and this and that. I'm gonna run this for you one time, bro.
Dave, you on the track? Niggas out here be talking about for sure. Nah, nigga, this H-time, nigga, it's for shit show. Yeah, reason. Fist glow, neck glow, ears cold, wrist froze, shining in this bitch, bro. That's for shit show. Playing around with big dough. That's for shit show. Put the whole click on. That's for shit show. Beamers in Benzo, stay down 10 toes. Pockets called Winslow. That's for shit show. You know players get chose. That's for shit show. That's just how the shit go. That's for shit show. Used to be the nigga that was shopping in the window. Now I'm such a dime from my head to my big toe. Step up in this bitch and I'm fresher than some intros. Hoes see the kid and they pop it and they get low. I don't body shame, but I will tell you this though. My pockets ain't fat, nigga. They just big bone. Think I work for Shipley's cause I'm playing around with big dough. I ain't busted rhymes, but I still a going, still a loading. Screaming fuck me, but I fuck this bitch though. Like a trucker dispatch, I made her take a big load. I don't fuck with hoe niggas. Man, shit, no, I'm fuck nigga. Free, but my name is a big yo. Fist glow, neck glow, ears cold, wrist froze, shining in this bitch, bro. That's for shit show. Playing around with big dough. That's for shit show. Put the whole click on. That's for shit show. Beamers in Benzo, stay down 10 toes. Pockets called Winslow. That's for shit show. You know players get chose. That's for shit show. That's just how the shit go. That's for shit show. Case you win some.
I just had to run that one time for those who just joined us, man. That's who we've been in here building with and chopping it up with. We're not just talking to some dude who put some gloves on the other day and started punching on the bag, and it wasn't nothing like that. This dude had put a lot into the game. His perspective has to be looked at and respected and heard from especially fans of the sport like myself. I'm a supporter of boxing. I love boxing. I'm not no trainer. I'm not no coach. I just really love the sport of boxing, and I love supporting those in the sport that I can be around that I appreciate watching, So we're not talking to just some regular guy. We're talking to a guy that was a sparring partner to some elite guys. Now, the brother asked, what does it take, when in the sparring partner department to make some money? And we're not just talking to just some dude in Houston, Texas. He one of those guys. I'm talking about the people that you need to see if you got a southpaw opponent coming up. This guy this the guy you go and get in touch with, you know what I'm saying? Because he got it like that within the confines of that ring. So, but go ahead, Ray. We just was building. I just wanted to make sure I updated everybody on who
I appreciate it.
To. You know what I'm saying? We ain't talking to just some dude, you know what I'm saying? We're talking to a dangerous southpaw that had a very minimal amateur career and a pro career that he had to invest in and put in for himself and put the money in and put the time in and create the resources and grow, and even to the TCL, being able to fight on Team Combat League and make some money to you would actually be able to say, hey, as a boxer, I made money out of the sport. I was a part of this league. It's a lot of people that don't have that, you know what I'm saying? So we're not just talking to some dude, you know what I'm saying? We're talking to a real, I'm going to call it decorated, because majority of people that I know, and me myself included, I wouldn't fathom doing that. Ray, I told you the other day, you laughed at me. I said, man, you know why I cover this sport, bro?
Because I wouldn't do it.
Because I wouldn't do it. Period.
And I laugh with you, and I couldn't even be mad at you for saying that, bro. But when you played that clip, bro, you just put another thing on my mind. But yeah, that's how you become a sparring partner, bro. You really just got to put it down. Ain't nobody just handing that shit out, bro. Ain't nobody giving you no opportunities in boxing, bro. That's one thing I'll jump. And ain't nobody definitely ain't gonna pay you in boxing. Pay you to spar, that shit is rare as hell. So I just thank God for that opportunity to even get paid for sparring Regis and just to be around Bobby and Regis. Like that shit really changed my whole trajectory and my whole game in this boxing game. And I want to say I love boxing too, bro. I'm just telling the reality of boxing. Niggas may not want to hear that shit, but it's the reality of the shit.
You don't have like a hate for the sport.
Oh,
you
hell
just
no.
want to make sure you tell the real, because people.
Yeah, I love boxing, bro. Like I said earlier, bro, my boxing and my daughter, that's what saved my life. Honest to God, true. I'm just telling the reality of boxing. I can't help who don't like the reality of the shit. I love boxing though.
Ray, you got a YouTube channel now, right?
Yeah, I got a YouTube. I don't know which direction I'm going in, but I had one for like a year. Yeah.
Okay. Because I want to make sure people be able to stay on point and check you out, or even tap in with you.
Oh yeah, A-Leaf Ali TV.
A-Leaf Ali TV. You know what I'm saying? I know it's some dope content creators up in here right now, or they've been in here throughout the day. You know what I'm saying? You know, who, you know, they might want to have you on and just chop it up. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Thomas Hill. He said, appreciate you big time for sharing your world and your truth. You know what I'm saying? And that's a actual fact. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There ain't a lot of people who I would ask to chop it up, or even people to be like-minded to be able to do this. You know what I'm saying?
And just keeping it real, bro. Like I said, ain't no boxer ever done this before, because bro, what type of person would tell the reality of themselves? Like, it's like I'm telling you the reality of others. I'm talking about myself. When I'm talking about others too, I'm talking about myself. You know what I'm saying? It's how many people will tell you their truth and they probably get in the short end of the stick. Nobody brave.
Do that.
Nobody else brave enough to do that. That's why ain't nobody ever done it. But I'm here to tell you the reality. Like, this really what all these niggas be going through. And like, so we want to stay back on that topic. Like, we got on it just for the A-side fighter. If these fighters only making this many thousands a year, which is below the minimum average for U.S., salary a year, you ask yourself, how are these? So I see all these boxers online. They be posting. The average person, you just see what's on social media. They look healthy. They look okay. They look like, how are they living if they ain't making enough money throughout the year to whatever? A lot of these boxers either came to that realization, and a lot of these boxers, all you see them is post-boxing, but a lot of these boxers either they got a job, a regular job, where they're not able to train as much as somebody who they getting ready to fight for, because they got to be at work because they're an adult and they don't want to be either living with their mom or being taken care of by somebody. So most of these boxers...
Can we say that majority of boxers are in that situation?
Yeah, bro, I'm about to break it down. Most of these professional boxers, where people think that they making money to take care of themselves while boxing, none of these dudes are. None of them. And I'm not talking now. I'm telling you that reality of boxing. Most of these dudes either got a job, but you only see them post-boxing. It's the illusion. A lot of these boxers too, because their reality is so fucked up and in their head, they got to paint this illusion. Because they know what the people want to see, bro. They know what the illusion that they just champ boxing. But like I said, most of these boxers, they either got a job, they staying with their parents, they got a roommate. Nothing wrong with that, man. Survive how you want to survive. But when you get a certain age, bro, you gotta be an adult. You gotta, you know what I'm saying? Me, I gotta be living on my own. So I always had to find a way. Like I've been out my house since 19 years old and I ain't never been back. So that's just me. But I'm a hustler. Most people, they either got a roommate or their girlfriend taking care of them. There's a lot of the situation with a lot of these boxers, their girlfriend taking care of them.
Yeah, they do you think
staying at home? They staying at home with their parents. Their girlfriend taking care of them. See, some of them homeless on the cool. I ran through a couple homeless boxers. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, just
living in the car. Couple people on this live that know it's a couple homeless boxers. And or they, like I said, they may have roommates and just making ends meet and stuff.
Huh. I mean,
But that's like all these boxers, bro. Like I said, all these boxers. Like I said, nobody. You go to any of these boxers, any of these pros, anybody, bro. And like I said, I'm really just trying to bring awareness to how fucked up the game is. This shit crazy. Any of these pro boxers, bro. Anybody 0 through 9, go ask them. Hey, how much money did you make from boxing? Like boxing in 2024, brother. We would just laugh, like, and that's just the reality of it. But a lot of these boxers, so what the average boxer do is they ain't got nothing else to do. They really ain't got no money coming in. They all say, "Oh, sign up for me if you want to train." That's what they all start doing. Train with me, and like I ain't shooting. So some of these boxers, they actually got a passion for it and they do a good job and they train and they for real. But most of these boxers, they don't know how to make any other type of money. So they'll try to say, "Hey, come train with me, $300 for 3 times a week for a month." Bro, that ain't no money.
It ain't.
That ain't nothing. You're a professional. You're a professional boxer. You're supposed to be training yourself. You a pro. You at a pro level. You willing to go drive and meet somebody 3 times a week for a whole month for $300?
That's crazy.
It's insane. That's what these boys out here doing, bro. And that's just the reality. I'm just keeping it 1,000.
And then when you add in the fact that, man, a lot of these dudes are parents. You know what I'm saying?
A lot of these, man, bro. Like I said, bro, it's gonna touch a nigga, bro. A lot of these dudes' parents, bro. And I'm like, bro, hopefully this shit either wake somebody up or just bring awareness to like people that I don't know, some good to come out of this. But that's just the reality of this shit.
No, definitely, because
that's
you got so many
reality
different people in here that's gonna leave and disperse and go to different places, but they've been given the game from out the horse's mouth, bro. You actually done it, do it, and been a part of it. And
yeah, I went from investing in myself. I had to learn the game right off the bat. I learned the game from getting finessed by a promoter, but it was like a blessing in disguise. So I came in the game knowing the business right off the bat. So I'm, instead of like when people be investing, like when the business that the promoters was doing and the managers be doing for the fighters, I was doing that for myself off my first fight. So I learned the game off my first fight. That's why I put 2 and 2. I learned. Then after 4 fights, I got signed. Then I learned how it was from that side of the game to be a signed fighter. So I wasn't signed for 4 fights. And then I had like 5 fights signed. So I seen how it was from that side too. So
what's
I
the
seen
pros and cons of both sides?
I seen both sides of it. I seen how it could be.
What's the pros and cons of both sides though?
The pros for not being signed is, man, as long as you can pay for your opponent, and as long as you can pay for your opponent, shit, you can fight. You can get on any card. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gotta, you know what I'm saying? You can fight when you want to fight. The cons is shit. Who footing the bill on all these expenses? Your training camp, your 6 to 8 weeks of eating healthy, your recovery, your massages, your whatever you do, because you got to recover. Your recovery. I was doing a lot of cryotherapy, massages weekly. That shit costs money. And you know how much massages and weekly get this? Even if you're saying once a week, cryotherapy. All that shit, that costs a lot of money.
Even you could look at the little background I got here. You know, you built like a G.I. Joe, my nigga. I mean, damn.
Yeah,
I know
bro,
it costs.
so, shout out to Texas Cryo Texas. That's where I was going to cryotherapy. Yeah, but it costs a lot of money, bro.
So on that's on the not signed side of it.
On the not signed, but the cons is that's the cons. The cons is you got to foot the bill. You got to find out the bill on all these expenses. So the cons is if you're independent, you may not be fighting that much if your money not together. So the cons is like how you gonna get this money if you're not working, you know what I'm saying, and stuff. So it's hard. So a lot of people try to lean towards somebody that'll, pay for their first couple fights or something like that. So, and you know how that shit go when you gotta lean toward, you need somebody else to do some shit. You know how that you know how you start
when you need somebody else to do some shit, you gotta hope they got up and hope they on point.
And off jump, you already know they're gonna want something in return. Like if this is, like I said, if this ain't somebody that's your family, your best interest, you already getting a downside business deal. Then the pros and cons to being signed is you ain't got to worry about none of that. You ain't got to worry about the bill. You ain't got to worry about when you fight, you ain't got to worry about is your opponent gonna get paid for it. But the
That ain't
things
your
you do
business at
got,
that point. That's passed on to somebody else.
yeah, that's passed on to somebody else. So you think, oh shit, I'm good. All I gotta do is worry about training and fight. That's what you think. Like you think you sign, your whole when you get signed, you like, man, I want to get signed because, well, man, once all I gotta do is train and box. Oh, I'm really gonna make it. Like I'm gonna be good if that's all I gotta do. That's like what everybody was thinking. Like, oh, you get signed, all I gotta do is train and box. It feel like you got a whole new list of problems you gotta worry about. So now you signed to this promoter. You realize, shit, yeah, you signed to a promoter, but really, I don't know this promoter like that.
Yeah.
I just knew what I wanted, what I envisioned, what I thought could be my reality. You know what I'm saying? Now you just sign a business venture. Somebody you really 9 out of 10, you don't know these people. You just in the sport right now and you want an opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
That's just the reality of it. But you don't know this person. Now you got into business with somebody 9 times out of 10. The person that you signed into, who you thinking got your best interest, now you getting fucked over by somebody that's supposed to have your best interest.
That's true.
So that's how the game start going after that. Like you like, damn, you think, oh, I ain't got to worry about the bill, but now you got to worry about the sneaky shit your promoter doing.
Yeah.
Now instead of it's just a promoter card you getting on that's stealing money from you, it's the promoter that you signed to stealing money from you. So now how you really thinking? You like, damn, I think I'm signing. I'm on this person's team now. The person you signed to is doing all the whole shit to you.
Yeah. I've even seen to
lying to you, you know what I'm saying? Stealing money off the top, doing all type of shit, telling you it's crazy, bro.
I've even seen to the effect of somebody signing what they thought was a good deal. You know what I'm saying? They think it looked good, but you know, that legalese and them certain terms in there go flying over somebody's head that doesn't have the idea to have an attorney to read through it, or somebody that's privy to the words or the verbiage being used. It's a lot of game and wording and contracts. So, you know, I mean, the fighter is definitely at a massive disadvantage. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, for you to even be willing to say, hey, look, I'm appointed myself and I'm guilty of it too, of participating in the game, that they're going to get over on you. You know what I'm saying? I think a lot of people overlook that. And that's why we did this live, so where people could start changing the conversation. Because I mean,
that's really what it's about. That's really what it's about.
For the last week or two, I've been, like I said, I've heard people criticize fighters for going to deal with Turkey, or getting some decent money in their life, or, you know, criticize a guy because he won't go to another promotional company and fight a guy, when these people do not have his best interest in mind or at heart. And the fandom of it makes people put pressure on people where pressure is not required to do in that situation. It's not on that guy. It's not his fault, you know.
And that's why a lot of boxers do the stuff that they do. They be feeling this pressure that's really not on them. Besides, they allowing it feel like they feeling the pressure. That's why a lot of boxers can't stop boxing. They can't get out, even when they've been stressed. Even when the sport of boxing been stressing them out so much, they feel the pressure of people saying, "Nah, bro, don't give up, bro. You almost there." But the people that's telling them that don't know that these niggas struggling to eat food, bro.
Man,
these niggas struggling to keep their lights on, if they got lights to keep on. You know what I'm saying? But they ain't really got shit. You know what I'm saying? Besides,
that's unfortunate.
Besides, I'm a fight.
That's almost like what you saying is almost like somebody been watching the NBA and only LeBron, KD, and Steph Curry getting paid, and everybody else they just doing this shit on their spare time.
Yeah, you know, to put it in perspective for somebody who watches that can't comprehend what I'm saying, bro. That's literally how it is. Like, you know, LeBron James and all them is getting paid a lot of money, but you know that everybody else is straight.
What about the guy that's the 11th guy on the roster? You know,
you know he getting money too. He may not be getting 50 million, but you know he making a lot of money too. No,
he making some bread, and that's basketball, that's football,
that's every other sport,
that's across the board in different sports. But when we talk about this
boxing is 100% different. You could be training right next to somebody who might have probably seen 6 figures or 7 figures, you know what I'm saying? And you ain't even seen 4 figures that year.
And you sharing the ring with him, getting him ready to go make some more money.
That's boxing. That's real. I don't know how else that's real as it can get. And
That's boxing.
And a lot of boxers, a lot of people, man, I've seen it, bro. I done seen, like I said, I done seen this sport. Like a lot of people, like I said, I ain't got no hate towards the sport. I seen the sport, like it messed with a lot of people, bro, because they be holding what I'm talking about right now. What I'm talking about right now, like I said, I'm gonna keep saying it. These 85-90% of boxers going through this. But how many 85-90% of boxers talking to you about this?
They're not gonna do it. So
90% of boxers, as they hold this, it's inside of them. They holding all what I'm telling you. It's inside right here.
That's a large percent.
Yeah, whether they want to admit it or not, all these boxers, they keeping it in right here because they can't talk to nobody, or they not brave enough to talk. You know what I'm saying? Whatever the reasons, it's different reasons, bro. You know what I'm saying?
That's unfortunate, but it's a certain reality to it. And man, I think you have a purpose, moving forward to make sure that you able to, articulate that across the board to, or on command whenever needed to let people know, So, I know it's a lot of people that slide in and out these spaces, but
bro, and it'd be so funny because, not to cut you off, but it'd be a lot of like these amateurs, these younger dudes, they be watching our Instagrams and stuff. And I've seen like it happen, like, and I be knowing that the coaches don't be really like even from as an amateur, nobody ever tells the fighter the real. And I noticed because as I like was a pro, a lot of people just like reached out to me, like, because they seen me like how he just came out of nowhere and was a pro and stuff. A lot of these fighters, a lot of amateurs, they ask me like, "Hey, bro, do you make money or asking me like, so do you work or do you only box?" Like they don't know how it go, like, you know what I'm saying? So I'm knowing that they amateurs and they got their dreams of being pro. They starting to become age 17, 18, but they don't really have no clue how this shit really works. They don't know that all these dudes they looking up to, they may be like 15, like say the age like 15 to 18. They on Instagram, they looking at all your favorite local boxers and shit, and they seeing like the glory they getting, the reshares, the likes, and all that shit. But they don't know that he ain't making no money for real. Like, not saying that it's a knock towards them, like, because eventually everybody, like, some people gonna get to making money, but they don't know that the reality is none of that is like in your near future. They don't actually know that. And they be confused. They don't be knowing, because I've had so many boxers ask me, and they got coaches that been in the game around them, and I'm like, why they just can't ask their coach?
Because of what you said earlier, Coach
exactly. That's the point I'm making.
It's a nasty cycle. He can't
crazy,
ask the
bro.
fighter
because cycle, bro.
He can't ask the fighter because the fighter fronting. He can't ask the coach because the coach is fronting and
everybody,
need him to.
Everybody in the boxing game front, bro.
Can't ask the promoter. So you got from the fighter to the coach to the promoter to it's just an endless cycle of people taking advantage of one another.
That's all it is, bro. And then the boxer, the most silliest one of all, because they the ones that everybody coming to see, but because they getting fucked the most, they embarrassed to admit it, so they just gonna keep going along with it.
That's wild, but I know it's true. I know it's true.
You know it's true. Come on, come on, bro. One of the realest doing. Come on, bro. Yeah. I ain't telling you nothing that's wrong. And there's so many people, whether they mad, whether they saying they know I'm telling the truth.
Yeah, I mean it ain't nothing faulty about what you're saying. What you're saying is not them, but even I. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. I'm starting with me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and it would be so hard for somebody to come on here and say this, because, like I said, they name probably bigger than they name may be big. Like, they may be somebody in Houston boxing. They may be
saying is their name is bigger than their bank account.
Basically. So for a lot of people, when that's the case, it's hard for them to come on here and just be truthful. For me, like I said, this reality of boxing is true. But me, like I said, I came in the game as a hustler. So I never was satisfied with just being crumbs. Like, I'm going to find a way. I'm going to make a way. Like I said, I've been out my house since I was 19 years old. I ain't never went back. But that don't mean that I want to keep living like that. You feel me?
That's facts. That's
facts. You feel me? So that's what it is. But yeah.
Definitely. Well, right, we're gonna leave some space in case we want to come back and put a pin in it, you know what I'm saying? And tap back in for maybe even a part 2 and maybe bringing some other people a part of the conversation. So, you know, I think this conversation that we having, we're going to grow it, and we're going to make sure the next time we approach this, we're going to bring other people a part of the conversation to make it even more, have more weight, more validity to what's being said. Because I truly know that you're not just saying this. You don't have boxing. You just know that the consumer is vastly misled. You know what I'm saying?
The consumer is misled from everybody, from the fighters to everybody.
Exactly, you know what I'm saying? But I want to appreciate everybody who pulled up on me and dropped a comment, man. Just hit the like button for your boy, and you know, me and Ray, we gonna be back on this sooner than later. But hey, Ray, man, we appreciate you, bro. You know, you got love for me. You know, you the homie, so you know we gonna always be on the same page.
Nah, straight up.
Hey, man, y'all tap back in with us. You know what it is out here with this
behind the hand, so go tell you, man. Combinations rotate like a ceiling fan, get killed. Improvisational skill. In other words, man, I don't need a plan. Left hook like Gotti, footwork like Ali. Deja like French blows to the body. Throwing them things, I'm about my cheddar, undefeated champ. I'm like Floyd Mayweather, however you want it, I got it for you. Jab a fella like De La Hoya, I'm Sugar Ray. You wanna play? I'ma lose my religion like Cassius Clay. Get rough, I don't bluff if you don't listen. My right might make your teeth come up missing. Knocked off balance with hazy vision. Caught that boy with a sunny listing. I swear your lip and then break your spine. Like Iron Mike up in his prime. Joe Lewis made me do this. I'm ruthless to the end of time. Wreaking havoc is on my mind. My fist in motion is a crime. The older I get, the better my hands become in time like wine. These hands is so sublime, accurately placed up on your mind. It's like every punch I throw, I know I reach and I will find. While I hustle on my grind, you better not try to block my shine. I will beat you till you blind. Press rewind, cause it go down behind the hands. Behind the hand, so go tell you, man. Combinations rotate like a ceiling fan, get killed. Improvisational skill. In other words, man, I don't need a plan. Left hook like Gotti, footwork like Ali.